What is good, y'all? Kip up here, and here we are for week 2 of the MLP Season 4. We are the Orlando Magikarp. In this case, our account is Mamo Just Wins. And today, we did play Prankster. He is the Midwest Masquerains. He brought rain, and I brought everything I can to stop it. Now, allow me to just explain my team real quick. First, I had Rockium Z, Sandstorm, Garchomp. This was obviously to counter rain. At the very end of the game, I just want to sweep with it. It had Outrage, Earthquake, and I think Poison Jab for the Whimsicott. Next up, we had Standard Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, Brutal Swing, Scizor. Just really good in general. Brutal Swing hit everything pretty hard. His only Dark Resist was the Whimsicott. Well, the Whimsicott and the Keldeo, but the Keldeo didn't run defense. They normally never do, so I was assuming that would hit a lot, really hard at +2. Next up, we brought a Swift Swim offensive Luminion with HP Electric. My bad, HP Electric and Defog. This thing learns Defog. One of the big reasons I picked it up. Really useful against rain, and I brought HP Electric specifically for Pelipper. So then I could stop his weather early and often. Next up, we brought Sandstorm Bronzong, also with Grass Knot, Stealth Rock, and Heavy Slam. Just kind of a pivot, more or less. Then we brought AV Buzzwole, running Super Power Thunder Punch for the Keldeo and the Pelipper. Super Power, and I believe Leech Life as well. I honestly forget. But lastly, we did bring a Trick Room Malamar. I've loved Malamar ever since I started playing NU, so I thought, why not use it here? Now, I'm going to obviously play this with the music off, and we're going to watch this replay. Now, I led off with Malamar, he led off with Pelipper. The reason I led off with Malamar was because I wanted to taunt his Fortress if he led off with it. Now, obviously he didn't, and I didn't want to take a U-turn necessarily, so I did switch out. He doubled out into Whimsicott, and I went straight into Bronzong, so I look like a G here. He just U-turns, and I take this time to get up my rocks in the face of his Swampert. Now, I go for Grass Knot because I assume he was going to stay in, but Thugs comes out, and Thugs takes 0 from that. So at this point, I think I need to go hard Malamar as to taunt. He gets up a T-Spike, and I get up the taunt the very next turn. He tries to go for Stealth Rocks, that is blocked. And at this point, after he Rapid Spins, I just go for Trick Room, and I'm thinking I might be able to go for game right here. He Gyro Balls, and that didn't do much. And here we go with the Super Power Leftovers coming in clutch, giving me some extra HP. And at this point, I'm just getting my defenses up with Super Power. Rain stalls out, his Cuss Stop lets him get another T-Spike up, but I do kill Thugs, which is fantastic. He doesn't realize, I don't think, that Luminion does get Defog, so when Pelipper comes in, I can just Defog. Whimsicott comes in, and I just knock it off, and he just U-turns into Jawbird. Now at this point, I should have brought T-Spikes, I should have brought Trick Room back in, but instead, I just killed the Whimsicott. And then he brings in his healer list. Now, I really should have Trick Roomed here. I didn't, and I'm kicking myself for it, but I mean, I pick up another kill. That's 3 kills from Malamar, but I could have 6-0'd. That's my thing. I really could have 6-0'd from this position. Now he brings out his Keldeo and knocks me out, but seeing that the rain is still up, I do bring out Luminion, and his hazards are now gone with the Defog. I switch out. So I didn't want to take anything from this Swampert, and I go on to Bronzong, which is a pretty good check. He goes for the Earthquake, but obviously Levitate comes into play. I get my rocks back up here, and this is when we start to kind of have a weather war. Sandstorm was up. I didn't have the Sandstorm on that turn. I could have just gone for the Stealth Rocks again, as I do on this play. Should have gone for Grass Knot. But at this point, he doubles back out into Pelipper to win the weather war. Fine by me. I just Grass Knot, and I do a pretty good amount to it. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. He can roost up all he wants. It's not a big deal. I Heavy Slam. I'm not sure why. I could have just gone for the Sandstorm there. He defogs as I go for another Grass Knot, predicting the Swampert. He Hurricanes. That does literally nothing, and I get my rocks back up. At this point, I'm just thinking, screw it. Going to Luminion. HP Electric. Get this thing out of the way. And I'm not sure if he predicted it or not, or if Swampert was his natural switch, but I do go for it, and it's obviously useless because Swampert's ground type. Double back on to Bronzong. Bronzong took a good amount there, but now, if he stays in, I can Grass Knot him. Unfortunately, he gets a flinch when I try to Grass Knot him, and this makes the game a lot harder for me. Bronzong goes down, which isn't that huge a deal. And now at this point, because I know this Swampert can't do much to me, I'm just going to SD up with Scizor. He would have to flinch me a lot to really do anything here. So I'm just going for Roost at this stage. And he's going for Ice Punch now to freeze me, as he does. Very unfortunate for me, but you know, what are you going to do? I stay frozen, and he goes for the Calm Mind. Good play on his part, but Brutal Swing does a ton. Even with the crit, it would have done still about 40%, but he crits me on the Scald. I'm not going to say I'm max to death because I wasn't. I did try to bluff it though in the chat, and then Buzzwole comes in, man, and AV does its job. I do kill the, very quickly kill the Keldeo. I can Thunder Punch and knock out the Pelipper. I'm at +2, and I actually do live a Waterfall here, so Buzzwole comes in and just takes on 3 Mons itself. It's fantastic. Honestly, I was all good because I could have just brought in the minion if Buzzwole didn't die. We would have stalled out a couple more turns, and then I knew that knew Garchomp wouldn't be OHKO'd by any one move because I invested in defense. I could have gotten up the Sandstorm, and an Outrage would have just ended the game. So good game to Skylar. Prankster. Prankster is a really nice guy, even better battler with even better videos. So I will leave his link in the description. Check him out if you want. Next game we do go up against Ultra Player and the New York Metagross. We are 1-1 now, and I feel like I had some momentum. First week I did lose 3-0, but I planned very well for it. And honestly, if I just knew how to get rid of one Mon last week, I would have won that game, I feel like. Of course, if you guys want to see that game, go check out my last game. I'll leave the link in the description to that too. We're now 1-1, thankfully, and I will be back next time to show you guys our battle against Ultra Player. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.